Hello everyone, it's Dawn. I'm back again, and today we're going to be doing our third project from this fabulous Love from LIZI August 2023 pack. Thank you for those who've watched these videos. I hope you're enjoying them. Thank you to those who subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet but you're enjoying this new series, please do hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, and then you'll never miss another video because there's still lots more to see. So today we're going to be focusing mainly on the papers, well, solely on the papers actually. They're all fantastic, but I've picked out just a few, and today we're going to be doing some tea bag folding cards. Now, I know a few of you have said to me that you'd never heard of it, which I'm not surprised, to be honest, because it's not been used. Well, I've not seen it around for a while, but what we'll do, I'll show you what we do and I'll explain the history as we go along. Otherwise, you'll just be sitting there looking at an almost blank card. So it's a 6x6 card. Well, it is today. You can use this in any orientation, in any size, but I've chosen a 6x6, which you can have that way, or you can have with a fold at the top. I prefer to have them that way because if they're a bit, in my experience, if they're a bit bulky and you've got them that way, sometimes when they're standing up, they can start to do the splits. And they can split down or fold down. So I always prefer to have mine that way. So that's what we're going to do. Tea bag folding started in China many years ago. And it's not actually folding tea bags. It's when tea bags were first made, they came in pretty little sachets. They came in little bags, rather like this, with pattern paper. And what the ladies used to do, they used to take the tea bags out and then use the tea bags, obviously, to make tea. But the little sachets they used to fold into different orientations and make patterns with them. So what you do, you take the squares, and as luck would have it, in this fabulous kit, they're not tea bag folding paper. Used to be, years and years ago, you used to be able to buy tea bag folding paper or tea bag papers, which are basically tiles of all of the same pattern, an identical pattern. And if they're double-sided, like this paper is, all the better, because it'll give you more dimension. So that's what we're going to do today. So I will add the measurements in the description below. And I did remember yesterday's video, if you were able to capture that one. And this one, as we said, is a 6x6. So you need a 6x6 card base and a 6x6 patterned mat, just to cover the white. Or if you don't want the white, if you want the white to show, you can either not use a mat or make it a bit smaller. But I wanted to cover it this time. And before we do our folding, I'll show you how to do that. Or there are several ways. You can do really intricate ones, but we're going to keep it fairly simple today. But I've also got a mat, which is 5.5 by 5.5. And I have found in my stash this gorgeous, I think it's called, it is called Rainbow Mirror Card. There's lots of Rainbow Mirror Card out there. And this particular one is from Dovecraft. And on the back, I have got some double-sided tape, which I've already put on to spare you having to watch me take all the backing tape off. So I'm going to roughly put that down in the middle. Oh, I don't think we did too badly there. So you've got just a tiny border around the outside. Sorry about that, paper slipped. So you've got a tiny border around the outside. So we're going to set that to one side for just a second. I'll leave it up there so that you can see it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a very simple way of doing our tea bag folding. So it doesn't really matter which way you have it, as long as you have them all the same way. Well, for this particular style of tea bag folding, you need them all the same way. So what we do, first of all, this first line is just for a guide. You need to fold it corner to corner. It doesn't really matter which way, as long as you make a triangle like that. And then what you need to do, you need to bring it back. Now that is just as a guideline because you need to know where the centre is. So we're going to turn it around that way. I'll do it fairly slowly. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Pop that up there. I'm going to pop you in just a bit closer so that you can see what I'm doing, because if it's any, I hope where you are is a lot brighter than where we are, because it's a horrible day here. It's dark, it's dull, it's raining, it's sort of day you really need to stay in and do some crafting. So I'm going to pull you in, or pull the camera in anyway, so that you can see what I'm doing. And then when I've done that, I'll do this twice. And then I'll zoom out again and I'll show you how we're going to assemble it. So you fold it over, give it a fairly good burnish. You don't have to be too fussy. and open it up again. And this time we're going to keep it on this side, and we're going to fold. We're going to keep you've got two pattern sides, so decide which one you want facing you. I'd like this one facing me this time. So we're going to fold that, doesn't matter which one you do first, up to the crease line, and then we're going to take that bit and fold it back so that the line or the edge matches the edge of the part we've just folded, if that makes sense. So we're going to do that again on the other side. So we're going to fold it up so that that meets it like that. So we're making a type, so when, well, you could do it this way if you wanted to. Fold the two pieces up together like that. Then you've got a type of kite. Then take the corner and fold it back so that the corner meets the line of the fold, the first fold that you did. So then you'll have a piece like that. And I'm going to show you that one more time. So we take a piece of paper, we take one of our squares, fold it in half to create a guideline, open it flat like that, then take one of your pieces and fold it up to your score line. Keep it this side of the score line, don't cross the score line, but up to the score line and give it a good sharp crease. Then we're going to take the other side and do exactly the same and exactly the same way so that you have what looks like a kite. Then what we're going to do, we're going to pull the corner back so that the corner meets the crease that you've just made, like that. And then we're going to pull that one exactly the same. So we're just going to mirror image everything we've done. And that's all we're going to do. That's the only folding you need to do for this one. And for this particular project, you will need 8 of these. So let me just pop that to one side. I'm going to zoom out again. Let's just zoom out. And we will bring our card in. Let's pop that to one side. Oh, let's come in a little bit closer. Oh, we could be a little bit more friendly than that. That's it. That'll do. So we've now got our card, our mat, and our 8 pieces all folded in exactly the same way. And you can use glue for this. I'm going to use red runner tape, and this time I have got a spare one just over to the side, because if you were watching the video yesterday, if you were watching yesterday's video, I ran out of red runner tape and I was scrambling about the glue, which I didn't really want to use, but there you go. It turned out all right in the end, didn't it? So what we're going to do with this, I'm going to show you how we put this all together. So I'm going to put some tape, or you can use glue if you want to, on there. And first of all, put it in the middle. It doesn't have to be absolutely in the middle, as long as it covers, as long as it's enough for all 8 pieces. So we're going to roughly put it in the middle, and that part will come to the top. And then I'm going to do the same. I could have used glue actually, but it doesn't really matter, on there. So we're just going to quickly run some runner tape, and we're going to put that one down there so that that sits like that. Incidentally, I should have told you, if you haven't got these and you're cutting your own, if you've got pattern paper, you can cut your own squares, and these particular squares are 2 inches squared. So these are 2 inches squared if you're making your own. So I've done all the measuring so that you don't have to guess. And a 2-inch square will fit on a 6x6 quite nicely. So the next ones we're going to do this in real time so that you can see it building up. So there's no editing here. We're just going to run that on there like that. It doesn't matter if you don't do it on there, as long as you do it on the main part. So we're going to make the points all touch in the middle. Now some people like to stick that bit down, these bits. I'm not going to. I prefer to keep it up. I like it to have a bit of dimension and a bit of bounce. And it'll still fold flat to put in your envelope, so don't worry about it. This is one of those you don't need to worry about the cost of posting. It'll fold flat. And I'm going to put that one there. So now we have a piece that looks like that. So we're going to take our other 4 pieces. You've probably guessed where we're going to put them. and I'm going to put some tape on the back, and I'm going to slide them in, and I always work on opposites even when I've already got the 4 main parts in place. So have the corners touching. You can always work out these little folds once it's all down. So stick it nice like that. Don't worry too much about that bit. I've got a trick to show you from another one of our fabulous papers in this pack. I've got a trick to show you how we deal with an untidy middle. So now I'm going to do that bit. Always keep it, as long as you keep the points into the centre, touching in the centre, you'll be all right. You won't go wrong. So we've just got 2 more to pop on like that. So we'll just do this a little bit quicker. I'm not going to speed it up. I'm just going to try and work a bit faster. So we'll keep that there. Again, keep the point in the middle. And 1 more. Already it's looking fabulous. So I haven't done tea bag folding for a long time, but when I saw these squares, this paper with these squares on, I thought we've got to have another go at it. We've got to bring this fabulous technique back because it is stunning. So now we've got all these little bits, and if you wanted to, you could be really ambitious. You could cut another lot a bit smaller, say for example 2.5 inch squares, and you could put them in another layer, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to keep it like that. But to cover up some of this in the middle, one of the papers that came in the pack were little circles. Now some had embellishment. No, they didn't. They all had embellishments. Some had sentiments on them, I beg your pardon, and some didn't. But I've decided to use one of the ones with sentiments. So you've got a beautiful embellishment to put in the middle of this little arrangement, and you've got a sentiment to go with it. So this one says, "With love to you always," and it's got the most gorgeous little flower in the middle. I absolutely love it. It's so delicate. And on the back, I have got just a little piece of foam tape, and I'm going to make sure I've got that straight so that it looks straight when we put it on. Pop it in the centre like that. Give it a good press. And there you go, guys. There is your tea bag folded card with a centre and a sentiment. Centre and sentiment. You couldn't ask for more than that, really, could you? So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I really do hope, I'd really encourage you to have a go at, if you've never done tea bag folding before, I'd really encourage you to find some papers, even cut your own if you need to, and have a go. It really is as simple as I made it look.
Really?
So, sorry, I'm getting heckled from the other side of the room. Really, he says. Yes, it really is that simple. If I can do it, and I haven't done it for ages. So there you go. There is our tea bag folded card. Thank you for the interaction across the room. And that was my wonderful husband Graham saying really. But that's all right. It really is that simple. Even he could do it. So there you go. Our tea bag folded card. And when you come back tomorrow, we will be making a gatefold card, but we'll be using one of the lovely decoupage pieces. So we'll be making a decoupage gatefold card, but we'll be doing a bit of clever die cutting to make it more interesting. But we'll get into that tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I really would encourage you to have a go at tea bag folding. It is good fun and quite relaxing too, once you get into it. And of course, as you can see, the very simplest of folds gives you a wonderful image. So there we go. It's a bit like a folding jigsaw puzzle, really. So once you put all the pieces together, this is the type of thing you can make. So do have a go. It really is good fun. And I will see you tomorrow with our next project. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Have fun. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.